Hello and good evening. As I can see now, it's evening. So, my name is Kamarul Naim and I'll be presenting you a tool named BIRT Designer using Eclipse. So, let's go. I'm going to show you actually I'm having a hard time on adjusting this camera. Oh my god. Now it's fine. Why this flash now? Oh my god. Sorry, I'm going to remove this flash. So, at last my flash has begun to fade and what I'm talking about. So let's just straight to the laptop that I'm using. So I'm using Lenovo Y500 and it's Intel Core i7, so I guess that it has no problem on running this application, particular BIRT reporting tool application. So let's start off with the installation. Alright, so first of all, we're going to need the installer for BIRT reporting tool by Eclipse. So here we're going to go to the BIRT home Eclipse here. So we're going to click here. First of all, you're going to see the page will be displaying here. It says that BIRT, an open source technology platform used to create data visualizations and reports that can be embedded into rich client and web applications. So now we're going to click on download BIRT button here. So just click it. And there you go. We'll be presenting you a lot of versions of BIRT Designer. You can see here the latest version is 4.6.0. So that's the one that we're going to download. So click download now. And there you go. There's a lot of versions there. You can see there's a for Windows 32-bit platform, 64-bit, Mac OS X, Cocoa, Linux 32-bit and 64-bit. So these are the different platforms that will be provided by Eclipse. So not to download the wrong one. So be sure to I'll be downloading 64-bit one since I have a 64-bit platform. So I'll click this one. Alright, so it goes to the download link. It says that I'll be downloading from Philippines, rice. I don't even understand what the rice means. So you can select another mirror if you want to, but I'll just go for this one. So I'll click on download. Alright, so the page says thank you for downloading Eclipse. Okay, the flash came out again. I don't know why. Why are you coming out? Oh my god. Great, the flash is gone now. Okay, so I took about 10 to 15 minutes on downloading Eclipse reporting tool. So you can see here, I'm moving it around. So it's in a zip file. So I'm going to open it up. No, not open it, I mean extract it here to a file name. Okay, I don't know why it's having issues. Okay, so let's just wait. Oh, so it's about 25%. Maybe this is quite wasting time. So after I finish, and I'll be showing you the next step. Okay, so I've extracted the file. So we are going to have a folder named Eclipse here. So we're going to have to open it. And there's a eclipse.exe here. In order to open the BIRT reporting tool, you have to click this one. So I'm having Eclipse, the neon version, the latest one. So I hope it's much better than the older versions. So let's just wait and see the Eclipse. Okay, the directory as workspace, I'll keep it as default. And okay, just click on OK. It may take some time on the loading part. So it's loading all the files and all the... Okay, so here you go. You can see the interface of Eclipse. So this is basically, I'm sorry, this is actually my older projects, so it may have automatically opened everything. Okay, so we're going to have to go on to so we're going to go to file and you're going to click new, and you have to click on new project. So here make sure that you have a folder named business intelligence and reporting tools. If you don't have it, then make sure that you need to download the latest version. So I think that the older versions don't have this one. So I think you just click this one and click on the report project. You can see report project. Click on next and create your project name. For example, I'll be creating a project name presentation for ICT 702. So use the default location, so it's fine. So click on finish. Great. So now you can see the folder, the project for presentation ICT 702 is here. So next step is that you're going to have to create a new report here. So you can see report here. From the project, you have to right click and click new and report. Alright, so you can see the project presentation ICT 702. You have to create a file name for the report. Whatever file name you want to put in, it's fine. So I'll put anything. So yeah, anything. So next, so you have a lot of templates here. You have blank report, my first report. You can see the simple listing, group listing. There are a lot of things, but I'll just give you the basic things that I'm going to show now on how to use this BIRT reporting tool. So let's go for blank report. Finish. Great. Now you can see the report is empty and blank. So you can see that there's palette here. There are a lot of things you can see: label, text, dynamic text, data, image, grid, list, table, and chart. So basically there are a lot of things that you can actually just drag and drop in here. So let's start off with a simple grid. So for a report, you need a grid layout. So I'll just give you an example of my project, which involves headscarves. So I'll give it on a grid. So when you drag and drop grid, it will ask you for grid size, number of columns, number of rows. So I'll give columns. I think I'll take 4. And for number of rows, I guess I'll just show you just the simple things. So I'll go for 2 rows. Great. Now you can see there's you can see I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's 2 grids. There's two rows with 4 columns here. So it's a good start for developing a report. So now after that, you need to make sure that you have Oracle have been connected. The services needs to be connected. So I have here the Oracle listener has been running. The service has been running. If you're using other types of database, you have to make sure that the service is running. So when it is successfully running, you have to make sure that the SQL developer, for me, I'm using SQL developer as the database interface. So you need to make sure that the connection that you're trying to connect is connected. So if it's prompting you for username and password or anything, you need to make sure that it is connected here. So it is essential for you to know all the tables and the data inside here. For example, now I have admin, headscarf, and undertone. So the reason why you need to understand all the tables inside here, because you're going to make a report out of these tables. So for example, if you have some tables on finance or anything, then all the details that you will extract from the database, it will be created into a report. It will be connected to the report that you want, and it will be assigned to that particular report. So every time you're selecting for you're inserting an ID of a finance report of H001, for example. So all the details that you want based on the report that you're designing, it will come out. So by doing that way, customer or any stakeholders can see whatever that they have done or developed, or maybe anything from that particular report. So now the thing is, you need to understand all the tables, all the data inside there. So as you can see, I'll be playing with my project table of headscarf. As you can see, the data here, I have a 6 type of data, right? Yeah, I have ID, name, color, price, type, and image. So yeah, I have 10 data of headscarves. So you can see the ID, the name, color, and so I'm going to map all this into the report. How do I do that? So I'll show you now. First of all, you need to know your connection properties. So in my database, I will be connected to EHCPU is my project name. So the database connection name is EHCPU. So you need to check on the properties. So here it will show you the connection details, all the connection type and the name, username, and password, of course. So host name, localhost, port 1521, and the service ID SID is XE. So this is important because you need all the three information in order to connect to from the reporting tool. So for example, I'll just test out, so make sure that it's success from here. So that's good, it's a success. So now I'll go through for the palette. No, the data. So here in Eclipse, the reporting tool need you to have a data source. So right here, this is where I create a new data set which you will connect to that particular eHCPU database that I have. So now, so you have to create a JDBC data source. You have a lot of type of data source here, but for me, I'll choose JDBC since I'm using JDBC. So you can create any name for your data source. I'll just keep it as a default data source. Next, so this is the one that you need to be particular on, the driver class. So if you're using MySQL, if you're using other types of drivers, you need to make sure you know how to connect them. So right here, I already created my own driver here. If you want to create new driver, you just click manage drivers, and there you need to add the drivers that you want. For me, I'll be selecting the JDBC jar files. You see OGDB6 jar, so I click it and I just configure it. Then everything is set, good to go. So I'll click on Oracle JDBC Oracle driver. Okay, so you'll be asking for a host, port, and service here. See? So you need to know the host, which I just looked into here in the eHCPU connection properties. Host name is localhost, port is 1521, and the SID is XE. So here I'll be putting localhost here. The port will be 1521 and the service will be XE. So the username is of course what you put for your particular connection, and the password also the same. Whatever you put, you type it in, and you have to test the connection first. So if it's connected and it's successful, then it's great. It's good to go. So finish, click on finish. So you can put in the new data set. Right now it will ask you to call for what data you want. So for now you need to click on the data source, the data that you created just now, and whatever data set name you want to create, up to you. I'll just keep it as default. So here you need to have a query. You need to put any query here. You need to know at least some knowledge for a database query, SQL query, anything. So right now I'll just select all. So it's much easier, simpler. From which table? So I have headscarf, right? Headscarf. So I'll select all from headscarf. So I'll create where headscarf ID equal. Alright, I'll explain it later why I put this. So I'll just select this query and I'll just click finish. Right, now all the data output columns will be shown here. So you can see I have ID, name, color, price, type, image, so everything goes to plan. That's great. So you need to make sure that you have a parameter. Parameter means that whatever data that you want to show, it must have a primary key. So for example, I have a file name C01, so that is the particular parameter that you want. So for this one, I'll create new parameter. Oh no, I cannot create the parameter first. So right now I'll just keep that one. I'll just press OK. First we need to create the report parameter here. Create a report parameter here, new parameter. Whatever name you want to create is up to you, but I'll just put here headscarf ID so that people can understand more. Headscarf ID here. It will prompt a text for headscarf ID. So it's required, so every time you want the report to display, you will require this one to be selected. So just click OK. Alright, so here you need to make sure that you have a report parameter, and you will go to the data set before that you created. You click on edit, and you make sure that you have to create a new parameter here. It's up to you to create any name, but for me I'll just put headscarf ID too, so make sure that I won't be confused. So yeah, the data type is string based on the database that you have created. So my ID is string. So link to report parameter, so you have to link it to the report parameter you created just now. You see here, you have headscarf ID here on the left upper side here. So make sure that you map it to headscarf ID, that particular headscarf ID. So when it says that, are you sure, do you want to update link? Yes, just say yes. Okay, awesome. Now it's been linked to the report parameters. Now what you have to do is drop down the data set. You have 6 type of attributes here. So what you're going to do is you can create, for me I'll create a title up here. I mean a title that shows whatever that you want. I'll create some label. So just drag a label into the grid. So you have 2 rows here. I'll put on the top row. So now you can put any label here. So I'll go for headscarf name. So you can just Control C, copy and paste here so that things will go faster. Just rename it here, double click, rename, headscarf name, headscarf type, headscarf color, headscarf price. So, and you can just control click everything if you want to edit all 4 types of labels here. So you can click general down there. You can see, click general, and you can modify the name, the font type, the colors, all the background colors, the bold. You want to make it as italic or anything, the style, everything. So it's basically can be edited a lot of things here. Yeah. So for me, I'll go for bold, as the title should be bold and it should be in the center. And now you can put the data that you want it to come out. So when you have connected the data set here, you can just go to the data explorer up here. You can modify the interface here by palette, using the palette things. Then you need to map all the data set from the data explorer. You go to the data set, and now you need to, alright, so you have headscarf name. Oh, I'm sorry, headscarf, whatever. I don't really care. So now I'll just put in headscarf name down here. Drag and drop, easy as that. Now you drag and drop, make sure that you have the report aligned, looks good, make it center and everything. Name and type, you just drag type here, you just drag color here, and you just drag the price also here. So make sure that you control click and everything, you make sure that it's centered. Now that's good. You have a layout, a grid. You can see this is actually looked like a grid, but it actually does not have any lines out on the outer side of the grid. So you can click on the grid. You can see when you hover it here, you will be prompting you a grid sign. Just click it, and now you can play it around with the vertical alignment. You can play around with the color itself, the borders. So now what the important things for this one is the border. So you can put a border here. So if you want a top border, you can click here, top. Just click it again if you want it to be disappeared, or maybe you can click here. Yeah, you see, you can just click here or click this button. It's actually the same function, but yeah, maybe some people is more comfortable on using this one, much faster maybe. So just put left, right, bottom, so you have a box here. So great. Now I'll go and just preview this one in the web viewer. Alright, so it prompts for headscarf ID. So remember when we did a query there before, when I put where headscarf ID equal to question mark. So the question mark will be filled by whatever you put in here. So if you put in H002, for example, H002, the details, I'm so sorry, I'm quite nervous here. So the details is H002, the name for the headscarf is brownie flower, the color is brown, price 29.9, and the type is shawl. So if I put H002, the details of that particular thing that I just said now will be coming out. See? That's great. So on the report, if you print it on an A4 paper, you can just see whatever you have been doing on the project. For example, I did a layout for this one, but it can be made a bigger a lot. You can design it in a lot of ways. So for example, you can see for registration registration forms, you can see that all the titles, all the things that you can see, name, address, will be put on the left side. So it can be done here in the reporting tool as well. You can just put more rows and less columns, where you have 2 columns, and you can just drag and the data set on the right. So every time you run the thing, the thing, the reporting thing is actually helping you to understand well on whatever you were trying to present. So for me, I just want to see whatever I have done. So I have her headscarf name, type, her color, price, and the name is brownie flower, shawl, brown, 29.9 ringgit. Yeah, you can just put extra 9 ringgit. You can just put something here also. You can just modify it by your own. So it's actually very good thing, a very good application where most people don't know about, and it's actually very helpful if you want to see a report for a particular thing. You just put in all the ID, the report, the details and everything will show and display it to you. So it's very a good thing to learn about. So right here I don't have any more things to explain, since the application itself I don't have any knowledge to give a advanced explanation. So I think that's it. So I don't have any any other examples, but yeah, you can see that the installation and all the procedures is actually very easy, but you need to actually know about the database things. So that's it. All the explanation have been done. I hope that everybody that is watching this video understands on how to use the BIRT reporting tool, how to design things, and most of the time you need to explore on yourself whatever that you want to do. And I hope that whenever you're trying to use this, make sure it really helps. And I think that most companies actually use this one, but I don't know which particular company, of course. But I hope that this learning session is actually an eye opener for you guys. And if you want any further explanation, you can just you search on a YouTube, or maybe just Google it out, because this one is actually quite famous. But yeah, it's famous on the IT side, so it's actually not popularly on the see on the eyes of the people, right? So for now, I think that it's all. I have nothing else to explain. Thank you guys for watching my video, and thank you for spending the time. I think it's around 20 minutes and almost 30 minutes. And I'm so sorry for any um, mess on the explanation, on the pronunciation. You see, I already made a mistake there. Wrong pronunciation. Yeah. So, well, I'm actually still learning too. So, I hope everything goes well to you guys. So, have a nice day and see you later.